You aren't dead, not yet. But as your eyes crack open, you'll wish you were back in your 21st century bed, complaining about your 9 to 5. Because right now you're lying on a slab of cold volcanic tuff. It's 80 AD. You are in the heart of Rome, and in exactly 60 minutes, you are scheduled to die for the entertainment of 50,000 screaming citizens. You feel a weight on your chest. It's not a blanket, it's a leather harness, caked in the dried sweat of the man who wore it yesterday. He's dead now. You're his replacement. Most people think they'd be the hero. They think they'd give a speech about strength and honor and walk out a free man. But history doesn't care about your ego. In the next hour, you will face heat exhaustion, sensory overload, and a professional killer who has been trained since birth to find the gap in your armor. Can you survive the first hour? Or will your story end as a footnote in the sands of the Colosseum? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know the one survival hack that saved the lives of the few gladiators who actually retired wealthy. And it's not what you think. Minute 1. The man standing over you is your lanista. He is your owner, your coach, and your executioner. He doesn't see a human being. He sees a human asset. He throws a wooden practice sword, a rudis, at your head. If you don't catch it, the first thing you'll feel today is the sting of a Roman sandal against your ribs. Survival, tip number 1. The diet of giants. You feel bloated. Why? Because last night they fed you the sagina. It's a thick, disgusting mash of boiled barley and beans. You'd think a warrior needs steak, right? Wrong. Roman doctors, including the famous Galen, fed gladiators a high-carb vegetarian diet to create a layer of subcutaneous fat. Why the fat? Because if a sword slashes your stomach, the fat protects your vital organs and muscles. It creates a spectacular bleed for the crowd without actually killing you instantly. You aren't being fed to be strong, you're being fed to be a meat shield. Minute 7. You're in the Ludus Magnus, the greatest gladiator school in the world. It's a factory of death located right next to the Colosseum. You see men of all nations here. Gauls, Thracians, Africans, and even fallen Roman citizens. Notice the smell. It's a suffocating mix of olive oil, blood, and garum, the fermented fish sauce the Romans put on everything. It's humid. Your heart is already at 120 BPM, and you haven't even seen a real weapon yet. You see a man being rubbed down with oil by a slave. He looks calm. He looks like he's at a spa. That is a secutor. He's a veteran. He survived 20 fights. Watch him. If you want to live past minute 30, you need to do exactly what he does. Minute 15. You are taken to the armamentarium. This is where your fate is decided. In the Roman games, you don't just fight, you play a role. You are an actor in a play where the script ends in a funeral. The lanista looks you over. He sees your build. He points to a pile of gear. You have been assigned as a murmillo. The cassis, a heavy bronze helmet with a high crest. It weighs 10 pounds. Your vision is reduced to 2 small circles. The scutum, a massive rectangular shield. It's made of plywood and leather. It's your only hope. The gladius, a 20-inch stabbing sword. Put the helmet on. Minute 20. Instantly, the world disappears. You can hear your own breathing. It sounds like a freight train. You feel the sweat instantly start to sting your eyes, but you can't wipe them. Your hands are occupied. The psychological burden. This is the part the movies skip, the sensory deprivation. You are effectively blind to anything not directly in front of you. If an opponent moves to your left, you're dead. You have to learn to hear the sand. You have to feel the vibrations of footsteps through your bare feet. Survival. Hack number 2. The shield is the weapon. Most rookies think the sword is for killing. Wrong. The sword is for the finish. The shield is for the fight. A Roman scutum isn't just for blocking. It's a 20-pound battering ram. You don't swing it, you punch with it. You break their nose with the bronze boss in the center, and then you use the gladius. Minute 30, halfway there. You are now asked to recite the Sacramentum Gladiatorum, the oath of the gladiator. Repeat after me. Uri, vincere, verberari, feroc necari. It means, I endure to be burned, to be bound, to be beaten, and to be killed by the sword. Narrator. By saying this, you are no longer a person, you are legally dead. You have no rights. Your life belongs to the editor, the person paying for the games. Minute 35. You are marched through a tunnel. It's dark. It's cramped. Above you, you hear a sound that makes your skin crawl. Beneath the Colosseum floor is a labyrinth of cages and elevators. You are walking past lions that haven't been fed in 3 days. You are walking past the stagehands who are cleaning blood off the wooden trapdoors. The reality check. You see a body being dragged past you. It's not a gladiator. It's a noontime victim. These were the criminals executed during the lunch break to keep the crowd entertained. They are being hooked by a man dressed as Charon, the ferryman of the dead, and dragged into the spoliarium, the room where they strip the corpses. You smell the incense. The Romans burn it to mask the scent of decaying meat and animal dung. It's a sweet, sickly smell that stays in the back of your throat. You feel like vomiting. Don't. If you vomit inside that helmet, you'll choke on it during the fight. Swallow it. Focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. This is it. You are standing on a wooden platform. 2 slaves are turning a massive capstan. The gears groan. You start to rise. The light becomes blinding. The temperature jumps 20 degrees. And then, the sound hits you. You emerge onto the arena floor. The sand is yellow, imported from Egypt. It's soft, which is bad for your ankles. You look up. The Colosseum isn't white marble. It's painted in gaudy reds and blues. It's covered in advertisements for wine and brothels. It's a stadium, a theater, and a slaughterhouse all in one. The emperor is there, sitting in the pulvinar. He looks bored. He's seen 1,000 men die. You are paired up. Your opponent steps out from the opposite gate. He is a retiarius, a net man. He has no helmet. He has no shield. He's wearing a loincloth and carrying a weighted net and a 3-pronged trident. This is a classic matchup. You are the tank, slow, heavy, protected. He is the scout, fast, light, deadly at a distance. If he catches you in that net, the fight is over in 3 seconds. If you can close the distance and get inside his reach, he's a dead man. The referee, the summa rudis, steps between you with a long wooden pole. He checks your gear. He's looking for cheaters. Yes, even in a death match, the Romans had rules. The signal is given. The fight begins. The retiarius circles you. He's talking to you. He's insulting your mother. He's trying to get you to charge.
Chop me if you dare.
Do not charge. In the heat of the Roman sun, in that 10-pound helmet, you have about 3 minutes of peak energy. If you run, you'll be gasping for air in 60 seconds. You stay behind the scutum. You move like a glacier. He threw the net. It's snagged on your shield. This is the moment. You feel the pull. He's trying to trip you. Survival choice: A, drop the shield and rush him. B, use the shield's weight to yank him toward you. Narrator: you choose B. You're a professional. You plant your feet in the sand. You yank back. He stumbles. He's within 4 feet. You thrust the gladius, the biology of the kill. You don't aim for the chest. He has a shoulder guard. You aim for the inguine, the groin, or the gula, the throat. The blade enters. It's not like the movies. There's no cling-cling of swords. It's a wet, heavy thud. You feel the heat of his blood on your hand. He's on the ground. He's not dead, but he's defeated. He raises his left hand, index finger extended. Ad digitum, he is yielding. This is the longest minute of your life. You are standing over a bleeding man. The editor looks at the crowd. He's checking the vibe. Did you fight well? Was the retiarius brave? Or was he a coward? Everyone thinks thumb down means death. Most historians now believe the opposite. Pollis verso, the turned thumb. If the thumb was turned toward the chest, it meant drive the sword into the heart. If the thumb was tucked inside the fist, it meant mercy. The emperor stands. He looks at you. You've given him a good show. You didn't panic. You used your shield like a master. The thumb goes sideways. Mercy. Missio. You didn't just survive, you won. You're back in the tunnel. The adrenaline is fading, and now the pain starts. Your shoulder is likely dislocated. Your lungs feel like they've been scorched by fire, but you're alive. The survival hack I promised you. The gladiators who lived to retire didn't survive by being the most violent. They survived by being business partners. Top-tier gladiators often had underground agreements. They would agree to put on a spectacular, bloody show, slashing each other in safe areas like the thighs or shoulders, without ever going for the kill. They gave the crowd what they wanted without losing their lives. They were the first professional wrestlers. The reality check. Only 1 in 10 gladiators survived more than 10 fights. Today you were that one. But tomorrow? Tomorrow the lanista will wake you up again. Tomorrow the barley mash will be colder. And tomorrow the crowd will want more than just a spectacular bleed. You survived the first hour, but could you survive a week? If you want to see a deep dive into the secret lives of gladiator wives or the ancient Roman special forces, click the video on the left. And if you learned something today that changed the way you look at history, hit that subscribe button. We're building a legion here, and we need warriors like you. Do this. Comment below. I am a Murmillo if you made it to the end of the hour. I'll see you in the next era.